Hi, okay, so for my final performance task, I chose to read the book It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and my name is Maren Alani. Okay, so the story is about the emotional abuse roller coaster Lily Bloom rides. And in this presentation, I will be exploring the relationship between Lily and Ryle, proving that not everyone is who you think they are. Okay, so throughout the whole presentation, I'm going to be answering the question. In the novel It Ends With Us, written by Colleen Hoover, how is the naive protagonist role portrayed throughout the main character Lily, and is the role successful in producing the significant theme of emotional abuse? Okay, so to fully answer this question, I said in the novel It Ends With Us, written by Colleen Hoover, the theme of emotional abuse is demonstrated through the relationship between Lily and Ryle, proving that the people who love you the most are also the ones who hurt you the most. Okay, so for my first point, I said Lily portrays her naivety when Atlas fought Ryle when he discovered the abuse Lily takes. Okay, so to back this point up, I found the quote, "I can't look at Atlas," not after what Ryle just said to him. I also can't look at Ryle because he's probably thinking the absolute worst possible thing right now. Okay, so to wrap this point up and really dig deeper on it, I said, in this scene, after Atlas confronts Lily about the bandages on her hands, Ryle walks in the room, which leads to Atlas beating him up out of pure anger. It is evident that Lily going on a date at the restaurant her ex-boyfriend owns would not end well. Yet she fails to rationalize the idea, leading to a sour outcome where everyone was upset at Lily, even including herself. This incident accounts of one of many examples where Lily's naive personality becomes at fault in her emotional and physical abusive relationship. Okay, so for my second point, I said the central theme of emotional abuse is being highlighted as Lily relates her relationship to how her parents once were. Okay, so to back this point up, I found the quote, "She'll pity me. She'll wonder why I let myself get to this point. I used to wonder about my own mother when I saw her in the same situations. People spend so much time wondering why the women don't leave. Where are all the people who wonder why the men are even abusive?" And to wrap this point up, I said, growing up, Lily always questioned why her mother would stay with such a monster that her father was. She never took into consideration the difficulty in leaving someone who you love so dearly and ends up learning about this fact the hard way. She always insisted that she would never let abuse in her life get to this point, but her naiveness and love for Ryle shows otherwise. It is conspicuous that you could never have a biased opinion on emotional abuse in relationships if you have never encountered the situation. By reason of, the people who do love you the most also can hurt you the most. Okay, so for my third and final point, I really chose a point to wrap the whole presentation up. And I said, Lily recognizes that sometimes the ones who love you the most hurt you the most, which is basically the central point. And I found this quote that really relates to this point very well. And it says, "But sometimes the things that matter to you the most are also the things that hurt you the most. And in order to get over that hurt, you have to sever all the extensions that keep you tethered to that pain." Okay, so to wrap this final point up, I said the truth is hard to overcome, but in order to grow, it is substantial. Within this specific quotation, Lily finally comes to the conclusion that she needs to sacrifice losing Ryle because she has realized that he is only hurting her. Obviously, she would want to stick with him because she imagined it would be easier to stay than leave. But after connecting her relationship with her parents, she made the decision that is in her best benefit for herself. The emotional abuse she endured made it easier in some ways to leave and harder in different ways to stay. Okay, so to wrap this whole presentation up, in conclusion, throughout many circumstances, it is evident to note that Lily's naive personality causes her to take so long in leaving Ryle. She fails to rationalize the possible outcome of when Ryle and Atlas eventually meet, leading to a negative situation. It is also crucial to realize that she was living the life that her parents once did, where her mother was too scared and naive to leave her father. Adding on, she finally realizes that the people who can so-called love you the most also hurt you the most. The emotional abuse that Lily endures in the novel It Ends With Us ends up causing her to form a naive and forgiving personality. And there's my works cited, just citing the novel. And that's the end. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.